To understand the need for and the benefit from postoperative evaluation, the nurse must be aware of the nursing care provided to a surgical patient. A review of the nursing process and its application to the particular needs of the surgical patient might be helpful. The nursing process has 4 parts: assessment, planning, implementation, and evaluation. Each part has a separate function. Assessment is the collection of all pertinent data about the patient and planned surgical intervention. Evaluation is comparison of actual nursing care results with expected patient outcomes and is necessary for successful utilization of the nursing process.
Traffic, something familiar to all of us, something we encounter daily. Traffic is the movement of vehicles or pedestrians through an area or along a route. The control of traffic is important to our safety. The basic purpose of optimal traffic patterns in the surgical suite is to facilitate smooth movement, to prevent contact between clean and soiled items, to prevent cross-contamination among patients and between personnel and patients, and to establish a safe and efficient environment for all personnel and patients. Because infection-causing microorganisms cannot be seen, traffic patterns for the surgical suite must be appropriately planned and carefully monitored to promote patient and personnel safety.
Why, Sherlock, no wonder you can't see anything. It's that old optical glass. We have new ways now. Come with me. Let me take you to a place where we have a special instrument called an endoscope.
In this film, you will see the principal parts of an endoscopic system, learn about the care and handling of endoscopes, and become aware of the special nursing considerations involved when using a laser through an endoscope.
Here we are, Sherlock, at a hospital where we have those endoscopes.
Wonderful.
Come on, let's get you out of those wet things and teach you all about endoscopy.
Good show.
You see, Sherlock, the endoscopic procedure and the endoscope are named after the anatomical structure being visualized. Here's the sigmoidoscope.
Elementary, my dear Shirley. This scope is used to look into the sigmoid colon.
Very good, Sherlock. And an endoscope can either be flexible or rigid, depending upon the purpose of the examination and the location of the suspected pathology. Flexible endoscopy allows for an increased range of visualization.
A trip to the operating room is filled with new sights, sounds, and sensations. For most patients, it arouses feelings of anxiety, tension, and fear. Although some stimuli cannot be controlled, some can be subtly manipulated to enhance the surgical experience. The purpose of this film is to make the perioperative nurse aware of the effects of environmental stimuli on the well-being of the surgical patient.
Originally, women in nursing had little or no education or training. They were generally not respected and were little more than slaves. Hospitals were often society's dumping ground, both in personnel and patients. The only aseptic technique was an occasional hand washing and a prayer before surgery. Florence Nightingale, the original liberated woman, brought about many advances in nursing. These included special training and standards. The benefits of cleanliness were demonstrated to doctors and nurses alike. It was said that her countenance and voice commanded respect of physicians and statesmen. Without raising her voice, she brought an awareness and professionalism into nursing. In New York in 1872, Bellevue Hospital offered the first graded course in nursing. Even though the nurses were trained at this time, they were still considered the handmaiden to the physician. Reflecting women's social status at the time, nurses were discouraged from independent thinking and were not given responsibility for patient progress. The periods of war brought about new techniques in medicine, research, transportation, communication, and nursing. The nurse was assuming new responsibilities and gaining prestige. From World War I to after World War II, the film industry showed that society was proud of today's nurse, a compassionate, caring individual. The idol of every little girl was the nurse.
During normal periods of wakefulness and sleep, our bodies have the innate ability to sense discomfort that may pose a risk of injury, and we are able to consciously and unconsciously adjust our position to remove that risk of injury. This innate ability of the human body to reposition itself is altered during the perioperative period by various factors that predispose the patient to injury due to positioning. It is imperative for the perioperative nurse to have an understanding of the anatomical and physiological changes associated with positioning and how these changes, in combination with anesthesia and its physiologic effects, are affected by various factors.
When people come to our healthcare facilities, they entrust us with their lives. As perioperative nurses, we accept that responsibility. Every day, we assist patients in achieving wellness equal to or greater than they had before surgery. We are the patient's advocates, and we are accountable for safeguarding their rights while they are in our care. The perioperative nurse is also responsible for managing any potential risk to patients. This involves more than just managing a patient's health care.
Bracelet.
Risk management includes eliminating our patient's exposure to harm and taking the necessary steps to prevent any potential risk from occurring. Risk management also has a legal perspective. Working in unison, anticipating each other's moves, having a vision or common goal, and knowing that one person's success means a win for all. These are some of the qualities that create not just an ordinary team, but a great one. The qualities and characteristics that make up great sports teams are also found in healthcare, particularly the operating room. The operating room provides critical patient care and is a major source of influence and power, and revenue. In the operating room, teamwork is not only important, it's vital. Let's take a minute to listen in on an operating room team who has worked together for some time here at Allegheny University, but has not really become what we call a team.
Good morning, Joe. Hi. Lisa, you didn't finish your portion of updating these preference cards. It's going to set us back a whole week.
Well, don't blame me. It's not my fault. I'm not the only person who's late.
You know, Lisa, we can never count on you. You don't know how this affects all of us.
And you're perfect? I don't know what the big deal is.
Look, maybe if we sit down to lunch together, we can figure this whole thing out.
I don't need your help. Get off my case.
Flexible endoscopes are complex medical devices that require equally complex processing for cleaning, sterilization, or high-level disinfection. However, even the most rigorous processing methods can be undermined by the design of the device or contamination of the endoscope during handling, rinsing, drying, transport, or storage. Use a surgical smoke evacuation system to evacuate and filter all surgical smoke. When surgical smoke is anticipated for a procedure, formulate a smoke safety plan in collaboration with the perioperative team prior to the procedure, and reassess the plan during the procedure as smoke management needs change. Take appropriate precautions with the ESU generator. Make sure safety and warning alarms and activation indicators are working, audible, and visible at all times. Use the lowest power setting that will achieve the desired result and confirm the power settings with the operator before activating the unit.
All right, your bogey's set at 30 cut, 30 coag. Thank you. You're welcome.
Convection is mediated by moving air. Heat is transferred from the body to the air immediately surrounding it. As the air warms, it rises and is replaced by cooler air, leading to more transfer of heat. Air currents, such as from vents, can increase this effect. Convection is another large component of heat loss in the OR. The addition of intermittent pneumatic compression to pharmacologic prophylaxis has been shown to reduce the risk for VTE compared with either mechanical or pharmacologic prophylaxis alone. Mechanical VTE prophylaxis has the advantage of reducing the risk of VTE without increasing the risk for bleeding. The 4 wound classifications are Class 1, clean, Class 2, clean contaminated, Class 3, contaminated, and Class 4, dirty or infected. Class 1 wounds are uninfected operative wounds in which no inflammation is encountered and the respiratory, alimentary, genital, or uninfected urinary tract is not entered. In one study, researchers found that combining citrus essential oil and music can reduce pain and increase patient satisfaction. And in another study, researchers combined isopropyl alcohol with slow, deep breathing and found that this intervention reduced patients' nausea severity. In 2019, the Emergency Care Research Institute, ECRI, reported that operating room fires resulted in 2 to 3 patient deaths per year. For comparison, the rate of operating room fires exceeds the rate of wrong site surgeries.